Hello traders, this is Rich from tradesight. This is a look at our proprietary ETF scans for the coming week. This is going to be for the week of Monday, September 30th, 2013. We got a fairly positive day going here today just because we're above the open in a lot of things. We're down across the board again, but it's been a very gentle nudge down so far in the market. We're getting some camouflage buy signals in a lot of the majors today. Got a camouflage buy signal in the spiders, the diamonds, and also the IWM. Nothing's really making too much of a move today. Everything's within, about a half of a percent of yesterday's settlement, and we're a little bit light on volume. So just kind of a light Friday, if you will. What we're seeing in the domestic sectors is more of the same. We've got some camouflage sectors, and we're a little bit camouflage buy signals in most of the sectors here. We're mostly skewed to the buy side. The TAN does have a volume bump for solar. A lot of the other solar names have very much been in play this week. So we're seeing an upside CPS from the TAN. Right now that's about 2% above today's open. Only downside we're getting is the XLU. Downside CPS, which definitely needs to be heated. As far as the commodities go, the commodities have been pretty much mostly range bound this week. Oil was dropping, but the metals were more or less just kind of hovering this week. So some to buy, some to sell, and we're not really seeing a lot of signals here. And many of these are trading fairly light volume today. One thing we have a signal in is the UNG. We do have an upside CPS condition, and that's also on some pretty good volume. So that's going to be on my list for next week. The bonds are fairly flat today. We haven't done too much. We've been basically trading to the upside in price. For the last few sessions. Yesterday was a bit of a down day, and today we're just kind of hovering. On to the foreign names. This is where it's a little bit more interesting. We've got a cluster here of camouflage buys, FXI, the EWZ, and also the EWU. And this EWU does have a volume bump to go with it, so that's definitely worth monitoring for next week. And finally, moving on to the specials. Specials are skewed a little bit to the long side. We're getting some camouflage buys on a lot of the leveraged longs, and we're also seeing a lot of camouflage sells on the leveraged shorts. So, take it for what it's worth, but they're definitely trying to exert themselves a little bit here. The ones to pay attention to are going to be the ones with volume, is the DUG and the TWM. Well, both of those have volume. We'll definitely be tracking those for next week. Okay, and here's a look at our watch list with the market leading ETFs on them. Not really seeing too much in the way of setups near term here on the majors. One thing we want to watch out for is the diamonds. We're 5 days down. Could be 6 after the close, so we could actually complete that downside run in the seeker setup next week. And that would definitely be a notable technical development. The XLU is also getting pretty close to a buy signal. This is the countdown phase. So if this gets to 13 next week, we're gonna have a buy in place. The Comer is not that far behind, being 9 days down already. Everything else has a little ways to go so far here, even with the even in the aggressive version over here on the right. And as you can see, most of the setup phases here are still on the south side of 5 days. So we're probably not going to get any setups completed next week. All right, folks, as always, thanks for listening. This has been Rich for tradesight.